Cell biology. Cell biology. Cell biology is study of cell structure and function, and it revolves around the concept that the cell is fundamental unit of life. Focusing on the cell permits a detailed understanding of the tissues and organisms that cell compose. Some organisms have only some organisms have only one cells, while others uh, focusing on the cell permits a detailed understanding of the tissues and organisms that cells compose. Some organisms have only one cell, while others have organized into cooperative groups with huge number of cells. On the other hand, cell biology focuses on the structures and function of cell, from the most general properties shared by all cells to the unique, highly interactive functions particular to specialized cells. The starting point for the displaying might be considered the 1830s. Thought scientists had been using microscope for centuries, and they were not always sure what they were looking at. Robert Hooke initially observed in 1665 of plant cells was in slice of cork was followed shortly by Anthony van Leeuwenhoek. First he described of life with the visibly moving parts. In the 1830s, two scientists who were colleagues, Schulden looking at the plant cells and Schulden looking for the animal cells, were the first clearly started definition of the cell. Their definition stated that all living creatures, both simple and complex, are made out of one cells, and the cell is structure and function unit of life. A concept that becomes known as cell theory. As a microscope and staining techniques improved over the 19th and 20th century, scientists were able to move more and more internal deals within cells. The microscope used by the Leeuwenhoek probably magnified specimens a few hundredfold. Today, high-powered electron microscopes can magnify specimens more than 1,000,000 times and can relate the shape of organisms and the scale of micrometer and below. Microscopy, a series of images can be combined, allowing research to generate detailed three-dimensional representation of cells. These improved imaging techniques have helped us better understanding the wonderful complexity of cells and the structures they work. There are several main subfields within cell biology. One of the studies is cell energy and the biochemical mechanism that supports cell metabolism. As the cells of machines into themselves, the focus on the cell or energy revolves pursuit of the questioning low energy for the biological of the genetics of the cells, and it is tight interconnection with the proteins controlling the release of genetic information from the nucleus to the cell cytoplasm. Yet another subfield focuses on the structure of cell components known as subcellular compartments. Cutting across biological disciplines is the additional subfield of cell biology, concerned with the cell communication and signaling, concentrating of the message that cells give and receives and other cells, and the messages that give the receive for other cells and cell that is cell cycle. The rotation of the phase beginning and ending with the cell division and focus on the different phases of growth and DNA replication. Many cell biologists do all the intersection of two or more subfields as our ability to analyze cells in more complex ways expand. In line with the continuously increasing interest study, the recent emergence of system biology had affected many biological disciplines. It will methodology the analysis of living things, and ultimately the workers of the lens we can take complex of all living organisms and large and small.